Hello, my friend David Burns. I'm pumped and excited to bring you July tips. What you should be doing in the month of July. Oh my gosh, it's July already. Months are flying by. I want to give you some tips today that help you do the right things in the month of July. There's a lot going on in beekeeping that is critical for you to take care of, to watch, to monitor, to do. Let's jump right into it. Tip number one is all about assessing the nectar flow. I want to talk specifically about this. I get this question asked a lot. How do you actually know if you still have a nectar flow going on? In many parts of the U.S., nectar flow begins to just drop off in the month of July. Many people tell me that. Now here in Illinois, we don't experience that. We will still have an abundance of Dutch clover, probably another good month maybe. Yeah, at least a month. And especially with all the rain we've gotten. But you can always check the foraging at the entrance of your hive. Here's an example of kind of measuring the nectar flow. Now it's still very early in the morning, and as you can see, the sun has not even hit the bottom of the bottom board yet. And so they'll pick up pace on foraging more as the day wears on. But the way that I do it is if I can count the number of bees going in and out in 60 seconds and keep track of it, that's a low nectar flow. So here I go. I'm going to try to count. You ready? 1 went out. 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm not doing really good counting. No, I can't do it. So there's too many going in and out. Too many for me to keep track of how many is going in and out. Even if you try to count those going out, you can see you can't keep track of it because some of them are going out over on the left side pretty fast. Sometimes several at a time. So this is still a very strong nectar flow. You can see them coming in, not a lot of pollen coming in, so they're going after nectar this early. And so that's a sign. Now, again, you'll be able to count these when the nectar flow ends. You won't see that many coming and going. You'll be able to say 1, 2, 3, it'll be that slow. So see, this is how you assess it. Now, the reason we're assessing this in July, it's going to give us more information about how much longer should we continue to keep our honey supers on there to get more honey pulled out, more wax pulled out, more honey put in. And it just tells us how much longer to keep our honey supers on.
What about bringing in water, David?
I'm going to say that's a lot of water. I don't know for sure, Patrick. I mean, obviously this could be a water run, but it's not that hot right now. And the sun's really not heavy on the box. I feel like it's nectar, and that's based on the other hives that we looked at earlier in another video, how much nectar was in there in the last 2 weeks. So I still think that right now they can bring in nectar early in the morning like that. Tip number 2 for July tips is check for food stores, resources in the hive. And as you can see here, the bees are really storing away a lot of nectar. I like to leave 1 super on above my 2 deeps for winter, even though I'm going to give them my winter bee kinds, because I feel like they need all the food that they can get. Anytime I've taken too much honey off, it's always come back to bite me and to hurt my hive. So I like to leave 1 medium super on. And as you can see here, they're really putting in a lot of nectar here. And by the way, I'll leave a link at the end of this video. This is a scene right here of checkerboarding. And if you've never heard of that, it's a great way to get your frames drawn out really fast. I'm surprised how well it worked this year. I'll leave a link at the end of this video on how you can watch how you can checkerboard to help get your frames drawn out. Amazing. If in July the resources don't look good, you got to make a mental note of it, especially if you're in an area where July is not, you're not producing any nectar in your area. It may be time for you to start feeding your bees. Now, I don't have to start worrying about that usually till way into September for me, but I know I have a friend that lives in Arkansas, and he said they have a very short nectar flow, and sometimes you just have to watch it. You don't want your bees to go hungry, go starving. So keep an eye on what does it look like inside your hive, particularly your brood area. Do you have bee bread? Do you have pollen? They need that to raise brood. In July, it's time to monitor your mites if you haven't already been doing that. As you can see here, I always like to use an alcohol wash to see my mite levels. I've made several videos recently on controlling your mites. One of them is a live stream. I'll leave a link in the description showing about how you use these mite check devices or systems, and you can put bees in there and shake them around in alcohol and make the mites fall off. Really important, because truth is, if you don't control your mites, they're going to spread viruses, and those viruses are going to take out your bees this winter. So right now is the time that mites are going to be really expanding fast, because your brood and your bees are expanding fast, and mites develop in the cap pupae of your bees. They outbrood your bees. 2 mites are going to come out every time a bee comes out. And so they'll outbrood them, and that's really going to hurt your bees. So right now, get used to really doing some mite tests and treat if necessary. Our threshold is about 3 mites per 100 bees. We don't want more than that. I like to go 0 to 1 or 2, and then I'll treat if it's higher than that. But the recommendation is treat if it's over 3 mites per 100 bees. So keep track of your mites in the month of July. Am I on tip number 4?
I think so.
No idea. Okay. Tip number 4 is about monitoring your queen's performance. Oh my gosh, you've got to get that right in the month of July. I know some of you are struggling with failing queens, or queens not doing good, and that's a bad thing to happen in July. You still have time to make it right. And so you can raise your own queens, you can buy a queen. What you're going to be looking for is a good brood pattern. You don't want spotty brood. Spotty brood, something is happening. Low resources, or the queen is failing. So don't let your queen fail in the month of July, because it's only going to get worse. Watch her performance, look for eggs, look for solid cap brood patterns. That's critical right now. Don't panic if you have a bad queen. Just get a new one, buy a new one, put her in there, and let's hope for the best. Tip number 5, you really have to provide water in the month of July. We are in a heat dome right now. I made a video on what you should be doing about your bees in the heat dome. I'll leave that in the description as well. You want to set some bird baths out with some pieces of wood. Bees aren't good swimmers, and you want to make sure they have good water sources in the month of July. You know, it's already hot, Patrick, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh. And it's only July the 3rd at the filming of this video. We're only into summer like a week or 2. And so August is a month away, and that's what we call it here in Illinois, the dog days of August. So we have if it's anything, if these days have shown us anything, and if they're a precursor of what's to come, it's only going to get worse, okay? Heat wave is coming. So provide water all around your bee yard so your bees can use it to keep the hive cool. So these robber screens really work well. We sell them on our website. But what you do, you put these on. It's good to put them on at night. And what you do, you just put them and cover the entrance up like this, and these pins poke it in position. And your bees start to go in and out this hole here. The robbers want to go in here, and they can't do it. So these are a great way that you can watch for robbing in your area. Robbing is going to start anytime you get into a nectar dearth. When you start realizing that there's not much out there anymore, bees realize that too, and they're going to be going to weaker colonies that have fewer guard bees, and they're going to try to go in there and rob it out. So get the robber screens ready so you can put them on as soon as you enter a time of dearth. Another good July tip, it's going to be hot, so one of the things you want to do is provide shade. So I've got a piece of OSB here. We're in the shade right now. Look at that big tree, Patrick. Up there right now, it's sunrise. We're out working on a hot day, so we're in the shade right now. But at noon today, straight above us, and this afternoon, this hive's going to be in the sun. So this is going to provide a lot of shade, keeping your hives cool. If you can use something like this, even if you don't have money to buy something like this, use a big piece of cardboard if it's not raining outside. That'd be a good tip too. Also, while we're talking about heat in July, you can always open your top cover a little bit and slip something under there, like a little stick or coin or something, add more ventilation in your top cover. The next tip is all about colony management. July management of your hive determines your August strength of your colony. And so a lot of people might just start looking at their bees, like doing an inspection in July. They're just making sure the bees are in there, that there's, you know, maybe the queen's laying, and they don't give it much more thought after that. But what you're doing is, we're preparing now, we're shifting gears, and right now in July, we're starting to prepare for winter. Believe it or not, I know it's boiling hot outside. Who's thinking about winter? Well, beekeepers are. And so what we have to do is make sure our bees are clean. That means they don't have a lot of mites on them. We want to make sure they have plenty of food. We're making sure that our hive continues to be very strong. As they enter into the month of August, it's going to be more periods of dearth and more mites. And so right now we're getting things under control. So when we hit a time of dearth, when we hit mite explosion months of August to September, we're going into those months already with things under control. So think about that. What you do in July is determining your colony strength in August, and it even goes faster. Once you get into August, you're preparing your bees for September. September, you're finally preparing them for the winter. Okay, so we need to start in July, get your bees, kind of get in that mindset of, right now, I've got to configure my hives to keep growing and be strong this winter. I promised you a final tip on how to get your frames drawn out, and July is a month where you got to do it. That's where the rubber hits the road, in the month of July. And this hive, I made a great video showing you guys how you can checkerboard, how successful this was at checkerboarding and getting these frames drawn out that were just basically untouched. So be sure and watch this video. I'll see you guys over here.